let's set the scene. And the artificial intelligence industry has just stumbled into its most volatile chapter yet. We're not talking about some simple incremental update here. Oh no, we are talking about a full-blown civil war for the very future of AI development.
For years now, if you were a developer, you've kind of been living under this one unspoken rule. If you wanted to build something really ambitious, you had to pay the OpenAI tax. That's the premium for getting access to the best AI on the market. But that entire way of doing business, it's now facing a coordinated global assault.
And this is the number that's causing an absolute panic in Silicon Valley, a potential cost saving of up to 97%. Now you have to understand, that's not just a sale. It's an economic earthquake that is literally redrawing the entire AI map. So how on earth did we get here? Well, first, we got to meet the reigning king.
So on one side of this battlefield, you've got the heavyweight champion of the world, OpenAI's GPT-5.2. It dropped back on December 11, 2025, and it pretty much instantly cemented its reputation as this incredibly powerful, but also incredibly expensive titan of the industry.
The way GPT-5.2 works is actually pretty interesting. It's almost like a set of specialized tools. You've got instant mode for those quick summaries, thinking mode for really deep strategic planning, and then pro for when those financial models just have to be perfect. It's an absolute powerhouse for serious work, but it all happens inside their locked garden. You play by their rules on their servers, period.
And that right there brings us to its two biggest vulnerabilities. First, there's that steep price tag, which trust me, we will get to in a minute. But second, there's this simmering controversy about where it's actually getting its information.
That's right. Reports started surfacing that GPT-5.2 was citing something called Grokopedia, which is an AI-generated encyclopedia that's been criticized for not always being reliable. Now, this raised some really serious questions about the factual integrity of the world's most famous AI, and in doing so, it created the perfect opening for a new challenge.
And that challenger's name is DeepSeek-V4. Now, this isn't just another company trying to compete. You have to think of this as a philosophical opponent. It's not built on secrecy and high walls. It's built on a foundation of open weights and total accessibility for everyone. So what does open weights actually mean for you? Well, in one word, freedom. It means no more API paywalls. It means you can download and run a state-of-the-art model on your own computer. It puts the control right back into the hands of developers, and it breaks the stranglehold of the big tech gatekeepers.
DeepSeek's mission is just brutally simple and incredibly effective. It's what you'd call a specialized cost killer. It was engineered from the ground up with one goal in mind: deliver world-class intelligence, but without that world-class price tag. The big question, of course, is, how in the world do they pull that off?
Well, the answer isn't about just being bigger, it's about being smarter. DeepSeek's entire advantage comes from its core architecture, which is really a masterpiece of efficiency. It completely rethinks how an AI should work from the inside out. Think of it like this. A dense model, like what GPT uses, is like a massive orchestra, where every single musician has to play every single note for every song. It's wildly powerful for sure, but also incredibly wasteful. A sparse model, like DeepSeek, is way smarter. It's an orchestra with a conductor, a router, that only calls on the specific musicians, the experts, that are needed for that one particular piece of music. So here's how that works in practice. A query comes in, right? The router network immediately analyzes it. It asks, is this a coding problem? Is it a math proof? And then it only wakes up the specific expert networks that are needed for that job. So even though DeepSeek-V4 has this colossal 1 trillion total parameters, it only actually uses a tiny fraction of that, about 32 billion at any given moment. That is the secret to its insane efficiency. And get this, the smart design doesn't even stop there. It's packed with other innovations for things like handling huge documents or recalling information instantly without having to think all over again. Every single piece of this thing is designed for maximum performance at the absolute minimum cost. Okay, so we've got the smart architecture, we've got the new philosophy, but how does all of this actually translate to the real world, to the battleground of performance, and most importantly, price? Because this is really the make-or-break question, isn't it? Is all this efficiency just a big compromise? I mean, did they have to kill the quality to kill the cost? Well, the data is in, and the answer is a resounding no. I mean, the data really does speak for itself. You look at human eval, which is a key coding test, and DeepSeek-V4 scores an incredible 90%. In general knowledge and mathematics, it's right there neck and neck with GPT-5.2. So the takeaway here is crystal clear. This is not some budget model with budget performance. You are getting state-of-the-art results.
And that brings us to the moment the entire industry is buzzing about. The moment that just might end the reign of the OpenAI tax for good.
Just look at these numbers. Seriously, they tell the whole story. To process 1 million input tokens on GPT 5.2, you're paying about $1.75. On DeepSeek-V4, around 28 cents. And then for output, it's a jaw-dropping $14 versus 42 cents. This isn't just a price difference, it is a completely different economic reality for anyone building with AI.
And here's what that actually looks like in the real world. Let's say your startup processes about 100 million tokens a month. With OpenAI, that's a $1,300 bill. With DeepSeek, it's $274. That's more than a 4.5 times difference. That's real money that you can now use to hire people, to grow your business, to actually innovate.
And get this, in certain specialized cases, the savings are even more ridiculous. We're talking up to 55 times cheaper. This right here is why startups are already starting to abandon the old guard. The math is just, it's undeniable.
So what does the world even look like after a battle like this one? Well, the impact goes way beyond just cheaper API bills. What we are witnessing is the real democratization of deep reasoning itself.
And this is why all of this matters so much. Frontier, top-of-the-line AI is no longer a luxury item. Some developer with a high-end gaming PC at home can now run a model that actually rivals the best in the world. Innovation is no longer just a game of who has the biggest server farm, it's about who has the smartest design. The entire power structure of the AI industry is being shaken to its very core.
And that leaves us with one final, really provocative question. For years, the mantra in AI has been, scale is all you need. Just pile on more data, more compute, more power. But what if that was just wrong? What if DeepSeek-V4 is the final proof that elegant, efficient architecture is what truly matters? You see, the AI civil war of 2026 isn't just about price, it's about the very soul of how we build intelligence. And right now, the smart money is on the revolution.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel grow. See you in the next video.